Welcome to another episode of Humble Talk. Today's video will be a little bit different. I have a special guest with me. Today I have Jordyn Sims with me.
Hi, everyone.
So today's video is going to be more what I wanted to start doing, talking about politics, racism, photography, all that. But today's video, we're going to focus on what it's like to be black in America. So like I said in the beginning, today's video is going to be being black in America. This is a series that I wanted to start a while ago, and this is my first guest, and she's perfect for it. She's experienced a lot of things that I experienced, so I'm glad to have you today.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
So we're just going to be talking about a lot of things. Like we could go on and on about racism in America and all those things. But first, I want to ask you personally, when is the very first time you experienced racism?
So me experiencing racism dates all the way back to when I was in the 6th grade. I experienced so many different things in the 6th grade, but one memory that really sticks out to me was I remember this one kid who would push me in my locker and call me racial slurs in the middle of the classroom. And when I finally went to the principal about it, the principal basically just called him in there. He obviously made me look like an idiot because he said that he didn't say any of that.
Right. But
it was 100% true, and she didn't believe me. The principal of my middle school did not believe me. And I was just like, this is my first, really detrimental experience as far as racism goes. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe that I'm in the 6th grade experiencing this. And of course back then I didn't realize it, but as I got older I'm like, wow, that was really terrible. I cannot believe that happened to me.
So basically what you're saying is what we'll be talking about later in the episode, white privilege.
Absolutely.
Because as a white human being in a school system, I've never experienced that at school, but the fact that happened, you told somebody and nothing happened. That is white privilege.
Absolutely.
White privilege is being able to do that and get away with it.
For sure. I 100% agree.
And everything is swept up in the school system, and it happens all the time. We just don't see it. Mm-hmm. But the fact that happened to you is wild.
I know. When I think about it, it's just there's so many kids that experience the same thing that I experienced at such a young age, and it's you don't understand when you're a young black person growing up in America. Mm-hmm. But as time goes by and social events happen, like George Floyd and different things happen like that, it's you look back and you're like, wow, I cannot believe that this is so. It's a stamp in America, it's a staple, a thing that just happens all the time.
It's it's normal to happen in America.
Absolutely.
So nobody cares. But my first time experiencing racism was at a young age also. I was at a friend's house who was white. I didn't care. I was the only black kid. Only black kid, yeah.
Right.
So, every time I would go around, they made me feel comfortable. But one time I went to his what was it? It was his stepmom's friend's husband house. And we were just being kids, being silly. I think I was in 6th grade, too.
Really?
When I think about it, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, basically what happened was I had a fitted hat on, and as a kid we kept the tag on. We didn't care. We just being kids.
Absolutely.
So I went there, and he seen that I was black, and I guess he just took the time to just make a joke oh, what's up, food stamp boy? What's up, Kool-Aid man? And I just was looking at my friend what is he talking about? Because as a kid, I didn't know. And then he was I had a tag on my hat. He was are you going to return that? That's what y'all do. You got the tag on so you can return it. And I was just I went back and told, my friend really was going to beat him up. I went back and told
a good friend.
Yeah. We're not friends anymore, but anyways,
At the time, then.
Yeah. So he was so upset, and I didn't understand it. But that was my first time experiencing racism. And then after that, it just kept going on and on and on.
You kept noticing it more, right?
Yeah. Because I told my mom, and she put it on full display. Like he was being racist towards you. Like
Yeah.
like it was just bad. Like I don't understand it. Like the stereotypes that black people have is like so like silly. You know,
silly. I don't even understand half of them.
I don't either, but I guess they started back in like the slavery days because like I've seen like little cartoons about black folks eating watermelon and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's dumb. It really is dumb. But the fact that it happened to both of us in 6th grade, it means it's happening now. Probably to kids that are in 1st, 2nd grade. So
I'm sure
it really is sad. I don't understand it, but next thing is white privilege. So people always get white privilege confused with wealth and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So my definition of white privilege is the example you just displayed. Right. You're obviously black and white, so you experienced, you know, pretty much.
It's definitely modified. Yeah. It's definitely modified. I will say that. And me being a lighter skin tone, people make exceptions for me. Mm-hmm. My family, the white side of my family, used to be extremely like racist, and bless my mom's heart, she had me obviously with a black man, and after that it kind of changed their perception a little bit. It was like, wow, like how can we be that way when she's one of us, like she's part of our family now. So definitely people make exceptions for me, but I try really hard to crush that and like make it not be that way, because
right. It shouldn't just be for me. It should be for everybody, because absolutely, you know, we're all the same. But being that exceptional black guy or, you know, black girl, or it's sad. I just learned about being an exceptional black guy not too long ago. I didn't pay attention to it, but like it's a real thing. So like the family thing, when a kid is born into the world with a black man and a white woman, both sides have to, you know, get over whatever they have in their head.
Absolutely.
You know, but I think it's older people who live in the time of slavery and all that, you know, honestly, like that has to be put to rest.
Absolutely. And it wasn't that long ago. Thinking about how it was not that long ago, and there are people still alive walking around today that their families own slaves at such a, like when they were so young. Like that's insane to think about. And I'm so glad that times have changed, but it's still the same.
It needs a lot of work. Yeah. A lot of work. That's why we're having this talk show or whatever you want to call it, discussion. But I know what it's like to be in between like the family thing with, you know, dating either side of your race. But white privilege, like I said, white privilege to me is being able to do hateful things to minorities and get away with it, or do anything and get away with it. Like the people storming the Capitol. Like, I'm not going to be biased against, like, you know, just like real life situations, but them storming the Capitol, like they beat it. They killed a police officer, you know. Yeah. The police officers were taking pictures with them. But I said to myself, those people who work work at the Capitol and are in them uniforms are those people that stormed.
Absolutely.
It's the same people. It's the same people. So like, so
of course it wouldn't be a problem. Why would it be an issue? Why would, if I had taken my protest to the Capitol, it would have been a completely different story.
Exactly.
You know, Black Lives Matter protesters at the Capitol, that would have never happened. They would have never gotten in at all. Nobody would have made it in there.
Nope.
Without losing lives and different things like that.
And if for people who don't know, Jordyn held a protest earlier last year.
June.
June.
Yep,
she held a protest in June, and it was moving. I really like was inspired. I think I even messaged you and said, I love what you're doing, yada yada yada. I don't think you messaged back, but we're here now. But yeah, like I seen that.
Don't do me like that.
But I just had to throw that in there. But I seen that, and I thought, like, wow, like people are actually getting up and actually like going out there to support. And then you got your people who hate blue lives, like say blue lives matter, black lives don't matter. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. Blue lives are a thing. Blue lives are not a thing.
They're not a thing.
You know, but I feel like being a police officer, you can get away with a lot because you have a badge.
Yeah.
And you have a pass.
Absolutely. And it's another thing, thinking about the training and different things that they have to go through, it's not nearly what it needs to be over, like, compared to the power that they have and amount of things that they can do with that. It's just I don't think that it's equal whatsoever.
Yeah. My cousin's actually a police officer, and he supports Blue Lives Matter, but I would hope he supports Black Lives Matter too, because
Absolutely.
I said if it was all Black Lives Matter, would people still be mad? Well, people were like picking out, well, you guys said Black Lives Matter, our lives matter too. Nobody ever said that.
Yeah.
But if the slogan was all Black Lives Matter, would people
Mhm.
still be upset?
Yes.
Yes.
They would, of course, would
Because
still be upset because they're not included. They
yeah,
feel like they should be.
but they think they got to think Black people have been mistreated for a very long time.
Very long time.
Like
still going on.
Like kids hated being Black because
Yeah.
going to school they get picked on for being Black. It's
Absolutely.
weird. Like it's weird. Like it's a race, but it's imprinted in America. Like it's normal, and that's what I want to end. I want to end being racist is normal. It's not normal at all, and it shouldn't be normal.
No.
But that's basically like the topics that I want to talk about. But a lot of things that I still want to talk about is something that you can relate to.
Okay.
So, like, what is your definition of white privilege?
As a white person in America, you can do so many different things that Black people can't do, and it be at ease for you. It's a very easy thing. Like people say, or White Lives Matter, different people say, Black people can go out and get a job and do the education, and they have to. There are people who will not hire you because you are Black.
Yeah, and people don't see that. It
Yes.
doesn't happen every day, but it happens.
It definitely happens. And there's nobody that's going to say, if a white female, blonde hair, blue eyes, came up and applied for the same exact job as me, or maybe a dark-skinned person, like they're definitely not going to look at all of us the same. There are people in the industry who would not look at all of us the same and those are the same people in that power. The same people in that power for those big jobs and like different things in large companies. Those are the same exact people who are like White Lives Matter,
Exactly.
because of the money behind it. It's
Right.
all over money, all of it.
Yeah, money is the root of all evil.
Absolutely, I
But
definitely agree.
I agree with what you said, like the job thing. I didn't want to bring that up as white privilege because people will be like, well, I've never seen it. I try to bring up things so they can relate and think,
Yeah.
okay, well, maybe that is true. But that's a real thing. People just don't see it. It's a real thing. Like,
Yeah.
like I just go into a job interview and think, well, okay, this white guy might get hired over me. Or,
Yeah, nobody's the other white guy's not sitting there thinking, oh, like I'm going to not get this job just based on the way that I look.
Exactly.
Something that I can't even control.
Exactly.
It doesn't have anything to do with my resume. It doesn't have anything to do with who I am as a person. It's literally based on how I look.
Exactly. And that starts with people being afraid of Black people, having a bad experience with a Black person, and they just put it on, forever for all Black people.
Yeah, which
So,
is wrong. That's
it is
wrong
wrong
too.
Like, it's not fair to the point where like we gotta live our lives on eggshells. Like being a Black human being, you gotta live your life in America on eggshells. So like,
Absolutely.
it's not a good feeling, and white people don't understand that. Like they always get mad about us talking about racism. Well, why do you keep talking about it? Well, it's never going to stop, so it has to be talked about.
Absolutely.
I don't like when people say, well, it's always about race, because that's what the world is.
Of
The world has
course.
always been about race,
It's always been about race.
and it never will change. So like, what do you expect us to do? Like,
It'll never change unless we're all doing the work for it.
Exactly.
Everybody has to be doing the work for it.
But that goes to another topic. Ben and Jerry's ice cream. You know what that is, right? They released like an 8-page statement on Twitter. And I read the comments. I was sick to my stomach because people were saying, well, I'm not going to support you anymore. People just don't want racism to end. Like, they just want it to keep going. It's so much hatred in everybody's hearts. Like, I just don't get it. It's a ice cream company that just want their supporters, the Black supporters, minorities, to feel welcome. Like,
yeah,
it's supposed to be equal. People don't want it to be equal.
I'll
Because
never understand that.
there's a lot of smart black creators out there, and a lot of their ideas have been taken by other, by white people, and
I've seen that before too.
They don't want black people to flourish, and it's so weird. But I know, like, it's a ice cream company. Like, why are you so upset? Like,
So upset. It's such an emotional attachment to things that you wouldn't ever think would matter. But
right.
it's like it's rooted in hate. It's really rooted in hate, and y'all really wake up every day and are like, yeah, I can't wait to just be so hateful towards people who don't look like me.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. I don't understand it. But like you said, it is like a root, and it's been going on, with their families, and then it's going to go on with their kids, and it
Mm-hmm.
has to stop. I always salute, white, Asian,
Allies.
yeah, people
Mm-hmm.
who are not black, like really standing up for us, and
I
it just make me
know.
feel it make me feel good. Like, there's somebody in the world who actually cares about us.
Absolutely.
So like when I see that, I just send a message and say, hey, thank you for being different and not following maybe what your family has taught you.
Yeah, because you see that all the time. Like, there are so many people that are, like, TikTok, for example. Like, there are so many videos that are made, like, oh my God, my dad, like, this is having a conversation with him is like this. And it's just basic, like, Trump supporter, different types of
Hmm.
things. And just to see them defying that and being like, no, this is absolutely wrong. Why would you
Right.
ever think that way? And actually going to their family events, arguing over it, and
Hmm.
like they said they're ruining their family like get together and things. It's just like thank you. And I will say, during my protest and when I was standing on top of the car, if I looked on top of the car and was like seeing everyone, most people that were out there were white people.
And I noticed that too because
Yeah.
we um we actually got a call at Target, and it was like a prank call, and they were like, "Oh, they're destroying Verizon. They're on their way to Target." So me and my AP, we hop in the car.
Mm-hmm.
We circle Verizon, nothing. We go to the protest. I see you on top of the car with the megaphone,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Hey, I know her. Her name's Jordyn." And he's
Mm-hmm.
like, "Looks peaceful to me." I'm like, "Yeah, like, you know."
Definitely.
Another thing is white people are afraid because they don't know, even they don't take the time to get to know a black person.
No.
So like me being a black guy around a bunch of white people, I'm like, bro, they cool. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing to be scared of. Like,
Absolutely.
I could have told you it was gonna be peaceful. It's in Ontario. It's young
Yeah.
kids. A lot of different races out there just trying to do the right thing. Start a
Absolutely.
movement. So
Standing up for
like,
what they believe in.
yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. So like, I don't get that. So being American, are you proud to be black in America?
Um, that question is a question that a lot of black people in America right now are tossing and turning with. But I will say 100% I am proud to be black. The in America part is a little bit different, but I think that being black in America right now in 2021, I was about to say 2020, wow. Um,
Oh wow.
it is, you're part of a movement. I'm so blessed to be part of this movement. Like, if I can see reform and I can see change and I can see the people that are defying their families and different things like that, I'm blessed to be here, and I'm so excited for the reform coming.
Right.
So I am all in all proud to be black in America. Yeah.
Okay. That went well. I thought you were going to say something different, but that's fine. I asked that because I see that question all the time. White people always get mad and say, "Well, go back to where you came from." Yada yada yada. It's not that we hate it here. We hate how America sees us as
Absolutely.
black people,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, bro, like, I just want to be treated equal. That's literally it. I didn't ask for anything. Just treat me equal
Nothing
like
else.
everybody else. And I don't know, people just don't know how to comprehend that. Like it's nothing against you. Like, it's nothing against your family or whatever. It's like how the world sees us. Like, there's I don't know if you watch Comedy Central at all.
I don't, not really.
There's a guy on there. He trolls Trump supporters all the time. It's so funny. He makes them look dumb, and like, he also like
I've
is it
probably
just
seen videos.
yeah,
That,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's also a segment calling the police on black people, and it's like all the time that white people call the police on black people.
Mm-hmm.
The lady calling the police on them for barbecuing at the park. The lady calling the police on a little girl for selling water. Just stupid stuff
Yeah,
like
things
that.
like that.
And I think that's so silly, and that like the more shit happens, the more people don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm like, bro, it's
That's
literally right there.
backwards.
Like, it's on YouTube, bro. I can pull it up.
Yeah.
They just make an excuse, and I feel like people who do that just don't want it to be equal.
No, they don't want it to be equal at all. Making excuses for different like hate and different things like that is so
Makes no sense.
backwards to me. And we're so comfortable, and there are black people in America now that are just like, whatever, they're not going to change. No, you have to keep going.
Exactly.
Nothing ever got accomplished by us sitting here and being like, and shrugging it off.
Exactly.
There is no shrugging it off. Come on, we got to go.
That's
We
my
gotta get it
biggest pet
together.
peeve is when us as black Americans
Yes.
just sit there and do nothing.
Yeah, or just like they're not going to change. They're going to keep doing what they're doing.
Exactly.
Okay, they can do that, but we're going to do this. That's how I feel.
Exactly. I feel like when George Floyd got killed, it changed a lot. It changed the world like completely.
It did.
Like, you know, a lot of big corporations were standing up, you know, the NFL putting equality on the back of their helmets, racism, the end racism together.
Loved to see all of it.
Loved
it.
And I feel like they did that because they felt like they had to, but it also was the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
So like I feel like there's good people in power, but there's so many people that are in power that overrule those good people.
For sure.
So like Bernie Sanders is a real one. Like
Love
I've
him.
seen photos of him getting arrested with all the, you know, black people in the 80s and all that, in the 70s, whatever it was.
Which is so crazy.
It is
That's
crazy.
how you know, like, he was like that for a long time, and a lot of people don't like him, but I was down for him.
Me too. Yeah. I mean, some of his ideas were a little
a little off,
little
but
off.
you have that with a lot of presidential candidates.
right. Yeah, but
For the most part, I liked him.
I did too, and I did my research on him. Like, bro, he really he's a good guy.
He was a good guy way back when.
Right, and he still is. You know, he may have his, you know, faulty. You know, all politicians are faulty in some way, but I feel like I'm proud to be black, but I'm not proud to be American because I feel like everywhere I go, I feel like there's this dark cloud over me. Like I had an experience recently. I went to CVS. No, not CVS. Walgreens. Walgreens on Park Ave.
Okay.
And I walked in. I go there all the time. I walked in and I was looking for a bunch of random stuff, like looking for something to like get the dirt out of my nails. I know that sounds girly, but I really hate dirt on my nails. So like I was looking for all type of stuff, stuff for my hair, and I was in there for like 30 minutes, and I just noticed like the manager. I knew she was a manager because she had like a different vest on and stuff. She kept following me, and I just,
Really?
I'm like, why is she following me? And I'm like, okay, man, maybe I'm tripping. So I gave it another shot. I went down another aisle. I seen her at the end of the aisle on her clipboard. Each aisle went down, she was following me. Each aisle, she was down. So I was like, oh, can you help me find something? And I spent like $30 in there. I'm like, why are you following me? So I went back there again because I forgot something, and she didn't follow me that time because it's like, I shouldn't have to prove myself. And going into a store, you know.
Not at all.
And people will say, well, maybe you was just tripping. No, I know what it's like to be followed. I know. Like,
Wouldn't make that up.
Exactly.
Make that
Why would I make that up? That's so weird.
Not only that, just as a human, like, we have intuition. Like, this is happening right now. Like,
Exactly.
I need to, like, keeping your eye out on things like that. And it's just so crazy because I don't think I've ever personally been followed in a store, but I hear about stuff like that all the time. And it's just like,
yeah, it happens.
What is your problem?
Right.
What is your problem? Can I help you?
Right. And that's another dumb, you know, stereotype that all black people steal because I work in retail and majority of people are not even black.
I know.
And then when black people do steal, I'm like, well, all people steal. Like, all people kill.
Yes.
But that segues into my next topic. I don't like for our people to be racist back. Well, you can. Okay, that's okay. We'll just say this is my question.
I know what you're trying to say.
So, can black people be racist to white people?
I hate that question because it can be taken wrong in so many different ways. But all in all, my answer to that question is no. You and your family and your history have never, ever endured even a quarter of the things that black people endured for centuries at a time. If I don't believe in saying racial slurs back to white people or different things like that. I don't believe in that, but at the same time, just like I didn't believe in looting and setting things on fire.
Exactly.
There are people who did that, and I understand.
Right.
I get why you did that. I'm not mad at you for it. That's just not what I believe in as a person. That's not what I wanted to do.
Right. Never.
So I don't believe in saying racial slurs back to you, but I understand why people do it. I can sympathize with the people and why they do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to be mad at you. I am going to think about it and be like try to talk you out of it, but I'm not mad.
Yeah, like the rioting and looting was, I always think it's stupid. It's stupid to do. But like you said, we understand. Like,
yeah.
But the Minnesota thing, that was a different mixture of people. That was just people trying to get free shit.
Oh, that, yeah.
And it was anger built behind it, too.
Absolutely. But for the majority and most part, we know what it was for. But there were people out there just
fucking shit up.
Yeah, just there because they needed to do things like that.
Exactly.
They wanted a free pass to do things like that. And I recognize that. As a Black Lives Matter protester, I recognize that, and I can see the sides and be like, okay, like when white people use it as an excuse, like, oh, they were doing this just because they wanted to.
Right.
Like, I can understand that because there are people that go out there just for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Not for the movement whatsoever. But the majority of those people, excuse me, the majority of those people were out there to make a point.
And the point was made.
Yes.
I hate that it was. I hate it. It was made in that way, but like after that, like it changed a lot. But it's still it's so many people in the world. Mm-hmm. It's never going to fully change. But I feel like a lot of people, open their eyes up. I went to Walmart with my George Floyd shirt. I should have wore this for this video. And one guy was like, "Hey man, I really like that shirt. I didn't get why you wearing that."
Right.
Nobody's ever on that here, and I
Mm-hmm.
wish they would be because I'm on that. Like, come on, bro, you can't be mad at me because I'm supporting a black man who died. He was not a perfect man at all.
No,
he wasn't.
But that was never even the point.
Exactly.
His personality, his background, anything he ever did as a person had absolutely nothing to do and will never be equal to the reason or there be what am I trying to say? There be a
I don't know. Basically, like elaborate a little bit more. Like you saying, like there should be.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is that there'll never be a good reason on why he lost his life.
Yeah,
it would have nothing to do with anything he did while he was here. It's just we know for a fact he lost it because he was a black man in America.
Exactly.
And that's the only thing that we need to talk about it.
I did a lot of research on him. He actually was a cool person. Like, he knew Steven Jackson, who was a former NBA player. He was in a little famous rap group. Like,
really?
he did stuff for the community. He wasn't the perfect guy. You, we're not perfect people.
Absolutely not.
But we don't deserve to die. And that's what people in America think. Oh, just because he's a criminal or he's black, he deserves to die. And it just, social media fucks up everything. Like, I had a person tell me, you remember after, who was it? I don't remember, but it was like right after George Floyd when that black man killed that little white boy and the people were saying, oh, he did that because he was white, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, that's the thing. People just fuck up the narrative. Like, that's not why it happened. Like,
has literally no correlation whatsoever.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was the word I was looking for. Correlation.
Yeah. Because like I watched the news like talk about it, and I guess the guy was on drugs real bad, and he was at their house. He was friends with them.
Really?
But he was just on drugs real bad, and he just killed him. But people say, oh, he said he killed him because he was white, and I'm like, if that's the case, I didn't see anything about that. I seen somebody make a meme about it.
Yeah.
But
people would do anything
to just mess up the narrative, mess up. The movement.
To keep things the way that they are.
Yeah.
To keep things from changing at all.
Right. And like I said, I don't want to be biased. Like, back to the question. I think black people can have hate towards white people because of
what happened,
because of what happened, which is not fair. I feel like as a black American, black woman, black female, black whatever, you shouldn't be hateful towards another race. Like, we can't be like that.
Yeah.
We have to kill it. We have to kill,
all
hate.
together.
We have to kill hate. We have to be the ones to kill it. If they don't want to kill it, that should be their problem when they get to heaven, or whatever. God will, face them and say, then that's when they want to talk, when we all dead.
Absolutely.
But me, I don't hate anybody who's a different color than me. Like, I try to break all the stereotypes of, talking about, oh, that's white people shit. I hate the stereotypes of that's white people shit, or that's black people shit, or you dress like a white guy. Like I've been told that, and you talk like a white guy. So basically, what you're telling me to talk intelligent with intelligent words is wrong. Like we're supposed to sound dumb. White people already think we can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like everybody has their own language. Everybody has their own words. Everybody has their own culture.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we don't respect each other's cultures.
Mm-hmm.
White Americans don't really have culture. They just got culture of being hateful and ruling the world.
Right.
And I had somebody tell me they didn't support Black Lives Matter. I'm just like, why? Like, why do you not support Black Lives Matter? Well, it shouldn't be a color on anything. I was like, well, that's what the world is. Like, newsflash, like that's what the world is. And being white, you're able to feel that way and it not affect you,
and
but
it not have any effect on you whatsoever, which
exactly.
is so crazy. Like, can you imagine waking up every day and not having to feel anything towards anything about what's going on?
Nope.
Or questioning what you should be doing and
right.
if you're doing things the right way, or what's going to happen when I go to the store today? Who's going to talk to me crazy? That just doesn't happen.
It doesn't. And I feel like if I was white, I would still be the same person.
Yeah.
I would still stand up for equality and all that. But, when we're going to talk about Trump. So when Trump got elected, it was more so, he fed the people off hate. Hate more than anything. It wasn't about politics. I hate when people say, well, I voted for Trump because the economy. And I'm like, when has the economy ever mattered to somebody like you?
Never.
Who lives in a Mansfield, Ohio? Like, the economy does not understand, like, every president does something that everybody likes.
Yeah.
But, like, Obama had stuff that he did that we didn't like. And, Obama could have helped us more. Obama wasn't the perfect person. But I feel like Obama stood for some type of equality. And, like, Trump's not politically correct. Well, I feel like he's not correct on anything. Like,
no.
I hate when people say I voted for him because of the economy. What about us? What about black people? Like, what about? I don't get it. What about us?
I know. Actually, this reminds me. I actually lost kind of one of my really close friends, and because of what happened this past summer in the election and different things. And when I found out that we were as close as we were, but she was voting for the opposite side, voting for Donald Trump, I was in distraught. Like, I was so hurt and upset by it, because it's like, why on earth would you be putting money, the economy, different things like that over the people living in this economy?
Exactly. Over
the
you
lives,
as your friend.
Be on my side. Help me out. What I can promise you, what Donald Trump is doing has nothing to do with your tax money. You're not even in the tax bracket on what he's talking about.
Exactly. And people are so uneducated when it comes to politics. Like,
yeah.
I'm not as educated as I want to be, but it's not about politics. When he got elected, it was not about politics. It's about power. It's about taking over. Make America great again. When has America ever been great?
It's never been great. The only people it's been great for is white people.
Exactly. So, like, minorities have, like, they have no say so on a lot of things, and white people have the power to do whatever. So when he said make America great again, I thought about it like 3 years after, like, America's never been great. What is he talking about?
When has America been great?
And they asked him that, and he couldn't give us an answer. He's just like, well, we have record numbers, the economy, and it's like somebody asked a Trump supporter, like, so when has America ever been great? Well, for me, it's always me. It's not about everybody.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I want us as black people to not hate white people. We're giving them ammo to just continue on. Like the rioting and looting. Oh, that added fuel to the fire. I hated that they did that, because it's like people are still not going to care regardless, but now they're really not going to care. Well, you destroyed cities. Well,
right.
Yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, well, black people are getting killed by the police. It's been happening for years. There's a song called "Fuck the Police," but not fuck the fire department.
Right. I saw that meme.
Yeah. But
it
like,
makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
And like those police officers, LAPD, wherever,
even in our hometown.
Yeah.
what's his Jordyn? Jordyn is his name, but I don't know his last name. But he's a police officer, and when he got caught dragging that
Terrible.
kid, yeah, that was horrible.
He's a terrible police officer. He was terrible.
Which is unfortunate because he would come in and like I had like known him prior to that happening, and you would really never guess that happened, or that he could be capable of something like that. Talking to him, you'd be like, I would never guess that you could do something like that.
Yeah, he had a lot of complaints.
Yeah.
Just like I said, as a police officer, they sweep it right under the rug. They don't really care, and it's sad. And I wish that would definitely change. So I've also had friends that voted for Donald Trump, and I don't speak to anymore. And it's not about, people always say, well, it shouldn't be about who you vote for. Now it is, because these last 4 years, people are, basically coming out of the woodwork, coming out of the shadows, and just being hateful, racist.
Yeah.
And I could go on and on about how Donald Trump supports hate, but people are just going to ignore it. So we're going to hit them with how we feel. And if you feel it, you feel it. If you don't, you don't. So like when he got elected as president, somebody told me, stranger, I forget what I was on Periscope. You ever heard of Periscope? Mm-hmm. Like I was just always on there, being funny, doing stupid stuff. But somebody commented on my video, and it was like, "You're a nigger. Donald Trump's president. Go back to Africa."
Wow.
And when I first heard that, I was like, "Okay, this is what the next 4 years are going to look like." Because racism has always been a thing, but now it's going to be on like a political level, like really. And people say, "Well, he has black friends." Okay, you could have black friends, but behind closed doors, you could talk the most shit about them. That doesn't mean anything. Yeah.
I hate that. I have black friends, okay? Not really. Like, I don't know how you act when we're not around.
Exactly.
How do you act when we're not around? Which is interesting because it's like, I grew up in Ontario. Like, majority of white people who have money, okay? And it was weird for me because a minority, they look at me. Honestly, I grew up not even knowing the beauty standard. I wanted to be white so bad. There was a point in my time when I wanted to be white so bad. And I look back on that, I'm like, that's actually really sad. Like, that really lets you know how serious it is and, like, how detrimental it is.
Yeah. Being, biracial, it can be very hard because it's like you are both, but, like, your black side is struggling. Like, your black people, your black friends, they go through the same struggles as you, so you lean more towards, that side, but you love, your other side. You can't not love them, but it's just like, if they're not on board, I'm sorry, I got to keep y'all where y'all at, because there's a time now where it's worse. Like I said, it's on a political level. Like Donald Trump showed people it's okay to be hateful, and he knows he gets his way with those people.
He can do that.
And exactly.
Why? Because he literally leads a cult of people who can't accept equality.
Yeah. Who can't face the reality that we should all be equal.
Who can't accept that and don't want to.
Honestly, I just want to put it out there that I don't hate people who voted for Donald Trump, but I can't have a conversation with them because I even tried.
Yeah,
they're never being realistic about what's going on in the world. Like when I say, okay, he got elected. Okay, he may have done this, he may have done that, but he also done this, and it's affected me. This is the first time the president has ever affected me.
Yeah, ever. Make America great, but we're literally the most divided we've ever been.
Exactly. Fuck the economy. Fuck all that other shit
that you want to use to cover up what you're actually doing.
Exactly. Fuck all that. People are coming at me because they voted for Donald Trump, and they're proud to be Trump supporters. And not all Trump supporters hate black people, but they do not believe in equality.
Yeah, it's not the line for you. Racism is not the line for you. If you voted for Donald Trump, it's not the line. It's not a boundary. It's not anything. Like, that's just really, you finally have a safe place where you can be racist in public and everyone's cool with it.
And gaslight the entire Black Lives Matter move with the Blue Lives Matter bullshit. I feel like I've met a lot of great cops. Like, like when I worked in Columbus, I worked at a Giant Eagle. There was a white cop at daytime and a black cop at night, and I talked to both of them about sports and all that. And that reminds me, I had another thing I wanted to say. What does a white man and a black man have in common? Can you answer that question?
Honestly, I've never been asked that question.
Besides the obvious.
Yeah.
We bleed the same. We're all humans. But what do they have in common that they can talk about?
Definitely sports, for sure.
Exactly, sports. But as soon as politics come up, for example, we were in the barbershop and some guy was saying he hated LeBron James. And I stopped in my tracks and said, what? Why do you hate LeBron?
Right.
He's like,
understandably,
he just needs to shut his mouth and play basketball. I said, first of all, LeBron is a figure to all the black kids in Akron, all across the world, China, all kids. I'm like, he's standing up for his race. Well, how can you be mad at him?
Why are you so upset?
Yeah, and it's like, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than.
So much deeper than that. Because it's like, you know what we can do for you? We can play basketball. Black people can play basketball.
Exactly. And you love us when we play basketball.
Oh, yeah. You love when your team's winning.
Right.
You love when your team's winning, don't you? Okay. So it's like, why shut up and play basketball? No. There's so much more going on.
Yeah, it's bigger than basketball.
Yes, bigger than the things that are only important to you because that's as big as it gets for you. Sports are as big as it gets for you. It's not anything to do with what's going on, people losing lives, your race losing lives because people are being racist. It has nothing to do with that for you.
Yeah, and that just really threw me off because that's not the first time I heard that. And I just was like, I'm not going to get into it. But my thing is, read between the lines. That 2020, that was my motto for Trump supporters, white people. I read between the lines, and you don't have to come out and say you're racist, but the shit that you're saying and your actions,
you're acting racist.
You're acting very
racist.
racist.
Like a racist,
and that's white privilege too, because you have the privilege of acting like that and not even realizing it, and there's no repercussions
and
at
not
all.
Not only that, what really gets on my nerves is taking pieces of culture, like people who are racist but will bump city girls and.
Exactly.
Bump,
yes.
Like mainstream black artists, and it's like you take our slang, you use all this,
right?
But you don't support us. But you really went to the voting polls and said, "Okay, Donald Trump and Pence." That makes no sense to me. You love what we do, but you don't love us.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I say this all the time. It makes no sense. And Jack Harlow, you know who he is, right?
Yes.
He even said like, the stuff that's going on in the world, like we wanna, rap these lyrics, watch these ball players, but we don't want to support them when it really comes, when it really matters. Nobody wants to support us, and that was a real statement by him. I really respect him for saying that.
Yeah,
that was a true thing. Like, you took the words right out of my mouth because I really wanted to say that on here.
Yeah.
Like, you love what we do for you, but when we want equality and we want you to support us as human beings.
Yes, just who we are. Yeah. What we can't do for you, but just who we are, it's different.
You're not fucking with it.
You want to act up. But okay, you can still take our slang. You can still do what you do. We'll still be supporting us. We're still going to stand up for what we believe in. Hopefully you come along one day. Yeah, one day, but not going to wait on it. But that's another thing that messes my head up. And I'm like, imagine if LeBron was in your face and he was talking to you about Black Lives Matter. You ain't going to say nothing. You're going to be like, yeah, you're going to be like, yeah, LeBron, I support. Dude, yeah. Dude. But behind closed doors, you don't. Over social media, you're going to be like, oh, no, F LeBron, da-da-da. Exactly. You ain't about to do that. That really messes my head up. But yeah. But like I said, I don't dislike you if you voted for Trump, but we have nothing in common. Back to my question. Yeah. Like you said sports, and that's literally the only thing. Like I realize that when I'm around people who are not my color and they talk about politics and I hear one wrong thing, I walk out the room because it's not about politics anymore. It's about equality, and you don't understand that. And your president did that. Exactly. Your president's the reason why it is the way it is now. And they say, well, I do understand it, but it's always a but. Always a but. Stop using that word. Everybody needs to stop using that word. It's like people gaslight. Gaslighting is like such a real thing that happens on social media. It happens in person. Yeah, definitely. It never stops, and I absolutely hate it because like I'll hit people with facts. I won't bring up slavery because I wasn't alive then. Mm-hmm. I'll bring up what's happening now. Like, what are we going to do about this now? Yeah. If you don't want to do anything about it, we have nothing in common. I don't want to talk sports about you. I don't even want to be around you. Mm-hmm. So there's that. And I just feel like that happens in every public setting, and it's very uncomfortable. Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. People normalize racism. Oh, well, he's just white. That's just how he is. No, he does. He it shouldn't be. That's not fair. He shouldn't be like that. Let's
accept, oh, that's just how he is. Oh no, he's not racist. He's just ignorant. No, he's racist. Like
So yeah.
Like I hate that when people say, well, he's just ignorant. Yeah, he's ignorant and racist.
And
just
racist.
say it.
Just say that if you're racist, just say you're racist.
Yeah.
Instead of saying all lives matter, instead of making a protest against my protest because you felt left out or because you wanted to do whatever you wanted to do, just say you're racist.
Right. Like don't counter my movement.
Yeah.
Be a part of my movement.
Yes.
Understand my movement. Don't hate my movement.
Educate yourself.
Exactly.
Educate
and that's what
yourself.
a lot of people don't have. Don't have education.
They don't have the ability to even do that.
Everyone has the ability. They just don't have the. You mean like the mind?
Yeah, the mindset.
Yeah, for sure. I've been deleting a lot of people off all social medias.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal, but and again, it is personal because like I don't want to be a part of the negativity.
So that we both did that.
yeah, for real.
I can't. Like if you go to social media and you see that I unfollowed you, it's probably because you followed Donald Trump. That's really how I feel about it. And I hate to be, it's not really petty. I just don't want anything to do with you.
Right.
It's really not you as a person, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you stand for that really just doesn't sit right with me. And it's fine. I mean, okay, but it's not going to directly affect me. Like, I don't want to see your Trump flags. I don't want to see different things like that. It just doesn't resonate with me at all.
And that's like, I don't hate that you voted for him. It's the reasoning behind it.
It's the reasoning behind it.
And I ask people, well, why did you vote for Trump? I don't know. It made me more money. Okay, what about me as your friend? I'm black. Like it's affecting me. Like,
directly.
Oh no, not all Trump supporters are like that. And I'm like, okay, well, when a black man gets killed, why are y'all on Facebook making excuses?
Yes.
So all Trump supporters are like that. You can't support Donald Trump and support Black Lives Matter. I feel like you can't do that because he hates Black Lives Matter.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
I'm just saying you can't do that. Like
I'm
going back to when people say, well, all Trump supporters aren't like that. Well, from what I've seen, all Trump supporters have the same mindset. He can't do no wrong. He's just telling how it is. So what do you mean by that? He's just telling how it is. So that's how it is to you? You think that's okay?
Yeah.
You know? Every time, like the debate that they had, he always like danced around the question. Like if I were to invite Donald Trump to this, and we would talk, I would cut the camera off and say, "Listen, I know you're a celebrity and all, you're the president. I respect you as a man, but as what you're doing as a president to like, push hate, we can't have that. Like I want you to be completely honest with me when the cameras are on, not when they're off. Like this is no joke. Like
be for real.
Donald Trump wouldn't come here. We're gonna get a lot of hate for this video. I hope you know.
And it's fine. It's fine. We're talking about something real. There's people. I mean, hopefully y'all understand one day. Hopefully you get where we are as far as the mindset and where Black Lives Matter is.
Right.
But we're just trying to bring awareness to it. We're just trying to do the right thing right now. We're just trying to do the right thing right now. Definitely.
I've been wanting to have this for a very long time. I've had interesting conversations with a lot of individuals who are against Donald Trump, and their reasoning blew me away. Like just the stuff that they bring up, and it's just like it made me want to do this. Like I had a conversation with this guy at the barbershop. He was gay, and he was against like them trying to get rid of gay marriages and stuff. And I'm like, me as a person, I don't indulge in being gay and all that. Like I don't do that, but I respect whoever it is as a person. Like I have nothing against trans, nothing. That's not my place. That's weird. Like it's not my place to tell you, oh, you gay. That's not cool.
Yeah.
That's not my place. I understand the Christianity thing, but Christians, I believe in God, but like the Christianity thing is like so like backwards because as a Christian, you can't be a Christian and hate somebody for
the color of their
skin, their sexuality, drinking or smoking, listening to a certain music. Like, I don't go to church because when we went to church, we were judged for listening to, a certain type of music. And I'm like, what does that have to do with me, with anything? Like, I believe in God. I have a relationship with God. That's the only thing that should matter. You shouldn't care about how I dress, what I do,
Yeah.
I just think it's such a weird thing to even care about. Like, I feel like people don't accept people for who they are.
Right.
I feel like that starts from within. It's a personal thing.
Yeah. People using Christianity to justify hate
right
within the Trump supporting community and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a real thing because you all go to bed at night praying to God, but wake up the next day prepared to hate somebody based on their skin color. And that's just so backwards. And I feel like people don't really understand that because they think that they're doing the good thing by praying to God, which is great. That's your relationship with God.
Right.
But at the same time, he's going to ask you, the first question he's going to ask you is, okay, well, why do you feel that way towards something that I've created? Why do you feel that way towards black people? And it's just, y'all are going to have to answer to that question, and I just want you to be prepared for it. I just want everyone to be prepared for it because y'all have it coming, for real.
Right. They'll all be, talking about it when we get to heaven.
Yeah.
But moral of the story is I want black people to uplift different races, uplift everybody. It should be about everybody. We're all in the same world. And I really feel like as a black man in America, me personally, I'm different. I'm different from anybody else. Like, I like to be different. I don't like to indulge in everything everybody else likes to do. And like I said, I don't want to be biased. Like, us as black men, we got to do better and stop killing each other, first of all. And I feel like when something happens to the police, people will say, well, you guys kill each other. That's such a broad statement because everybody kills everybody. Yeah. But they're not wrong. We kill each other, which is stupid, and I wish it didn't happen because that's just giving them ammo to not give a fuck about us. Like, black men out there, I want us to do better. Like, we got to build a foundation, and I feel like I'm trying to build a foundation, be different.
Absolutely.
Be a good person and treat everybody with respect, no matter what the color is. I don't really care about who you are. Well, I care about you. I care about who you are, but I don't care about the color of your skin because you could be whatever color and still be ignorant or whatever.
And still be ignorant and still do the same things.
Exactly. So, like, I just want to throw it out there. I don't want to give people ammo to hate us still. We need to do better. I will say that. So, I mean, that's really all I got. Thank you for tuning in to my very first Vodcast. Thank you, Jordyn, for making your way to my show. You're greatly appreciated. This video was obviously recorded before the inauguration. So for the next 4 years, I hope to see some positivity, some unity. It's a lot to ask for, but this is the first step, talking about the uncomfortable. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, turn those notifications on, and I'm out.